As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White Smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Oh wow, a man labeled brain dead has become the first ever to recover from an extreme form of locked-in syndrome which had paralyzed him. He couldn't even blink. Oh wow. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Back in 2017, Jacob was living a normal life. He was a chef in Boston. All of a sudden, he was diagnosed with a toxic syndrome which progressed into full-on locked-in syndrome. Locked-in syndrome can be caused by brain trauma, infection, or exposure to toxins. Jacob ended up paralyzed and unable to talk or blink for a few months. He said, by month 5, I was at stage 4, which they said no one ever recovers from. They told me I'd enter into a coma and pass away. Yikes. So you're just sitting there and somebody tells you this? Jacob said, everything has changed after what happened. Everything is much more positive in all regards. He said, it's like being trapped. Your brain is totally intact, but you can't communicate with anyone. After 10 months, some of the nurses noticed him moving his wrist. The doctors came in. They said, do it again. That was my one shot. I focused everything I could on moving my wrist. He regained the ability to blink, which allowed him to communicate for the first time in a year. His first words to his family were, I love you. 18 more months, he got some basic movements and had to talk again. He then regained his ability to walk with the help of surgeries and physical therapy. He says, now even with all the challenges, I appreciate the little things. It's been a little strange and traumatic period. It'll take a long time to get over. Boy, wow. A woman in Texas has claimed the Guinness World Record for most amount of breast milk donated by a single person. Elise has donated about 700 gallons of breast milk. When she had her son Kyle in 2010, she was told she could donate extra milk she was producing to women who wanted to breastfeed their infants but were struggling. Elise says, I have a big heart, but at the end of the day, I'm not made of money and I can't give away money to good causes over and over because I have a family to support. Donating milk was a way I could give back. I was overproducing and throwing away milk, unaware overproduction was unique, and other mothers struggled. Our first child, Kyle, was in the hospital. I was filling the nurse's freezer. A nurse asked if I was donating. I didn't know that was possible. The Mother's Milk Bank of North Texas told Elise that every liter of milk can feed 11 premature babies, which by her math means that her milk has fed 350,000 infants across Texas. In the UK, a type of antelope listed as critically endangered in the wild has been born in captivity in the UK. Scientists believe there are fewer than 100 eastern mountain bongos in the wild. It's the first time the species has been born in the park in more than 10 years. Head of reserve Tom said, we're hoping in the future our new calf will travel to another wildlife collection and start a breeding group of his own. A Missouri thrift store is trying to figure out where these World War II love letters came from. They showed up in the donation bin. Tina is the manager of the Salvation Army Family Store. She was going through the donations. She found the letters sent by Chester to his wife Alma while he was stationed in the Philippines during World War II. The letters date from between September 11th, 1944 and November 27th, 1945. Tina told local TV, there's a lot of history, so I wanted to find who they belonged to. She teamed up with a local journalist to solve the mystery. They discovered that the original couple had reunited after the war to raise 3 children. In the letters, Chester had written, when we get back together, we're going to open a business. We're going to do these things. And that's what they wound up doing. And when you look at their obituary and you look at the pictures, all of it came true. They tried to track down relatives of the couple. They found an address that might belong to their son. They have sent a letter to the address. They're waiting on a reply. White Smoke. The path to a new pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 good news stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the Uninterrupted Listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
Close the garage door, will ya? Why do you say that, John? A moose wandered into a garage in Sweden and trampled over 3 BMWs, causing about $20,000 worth of damage. Victor is a BMW specialist. He was working in the garage and he heard some strange noises. He looked and saw a moose had wandered into the garage and was climbing all over a trio of parked BMWs, including a restored BMW 850i. The company has shared video of the incident on YouTube, and they point out no humans or animals were injured during the moose's visit, and the moose left on its own after causing $20,000 worth of damage. John, how is that a good news story? I don't know either. Sometimes I just need something fun and quirky to end the show with. So you got 4 good news stories and a story about a moose that you're going to tell your friends anyway. All right, if you like this show without commercial interruption, there's a link in the show notes. The other thing you can do if you're on Apple Podcasts, there's a banner. It says Uninterrupted Listening. Click on that. Take a 30-day free trial. After that, it's $4.99 a month. You have an awesome day. And again, close the garage door.